In this video, our topic of discussion will be equations of motion. So, we are going to see how to derive the equations of motion for an object which is having an uniformly accelerated motion. Okay. So, the equations that we are going to study now are applicable only when this condition is satisfied. That is, the object which is moving should have a uniform acceleration with respect to time. Okay. So, there are basically three equations that we are going to see, and they are v is equal to u plus at, s is equal to ut plus half at square, and the third is v square minus u square is equal to 2as. So, let us see the derivation of each equation using graphical method. So, if you observe v is equal to u plus at, let us go with the basic definition of acceleration. We know that the average acceleration of an object is given as the rate of change of velocity, right. So, wherever you see rate, it is with respect to time, change with respect to time. So, when an object is moving, let us say between the points A and B, initially if the object has a velocity u and finally if the object has a velocity v, this is happening at t is equal to 0, let us say this is happening at time t, then the average acceleration a can be defined as change in velocity, that is v2 minus v1, final minus initial divided by t2 minus t1. So, here v2 is the final velocity of the object, which is v, minus v1 is the initial velocity of the object, which is u, divided by the final time is t minus 0. So, this will be v minus u divided by t. So, when this equation is rearranged, we get v minus u is equal to a into t, which implies v is equal to u plus at. So, this is going to be the first equation of motion. So, the derivation for the second one is, if you draw a graph showing the variation of velocity with respect to time, from the previous equation we can understand that when an object is having a uniform acceleration associated with it, then velocity and time are mathematically going to follow a linear equation in two variables concept. So, what we can do for that is, we will prepare a small table where we will take some inputs and output. So, let us say t is the input and v is the output. So, at t is equal to 0, the velocity of the object is going to be u. At t is equal to 1, the velocity of the object is u plus a. T is equal to 2, it is u plus 2a. So, if it keeps on going like this, at some time t, then the velocity will be u plus at, right. So, when the object's velocity is starting here, so initially at t is equal to 0, it is having an initial velocity u. So, when you plot all these values, assuming that the object is accelerating, if you observe to the value u, there is mathematically a term a getting added, a number a is getting added. So, when you plot it, the graph is going to take a linear shape. Now comes the important question. You have a graph, right? Whenever you have a graph, there are two parameters which we can find out. One is called as slope and the second is area. So, slope is always y-axis divided by x-axis and area is always the product of y-axis and x-axis. So, if you observe the graph, v by t, if you calculate v by t, that is mathematically slope, but according to physics, what is v by t? It is acceleration. So, from this, one important point to be noted is, when you have a velocity time graph and you need to calculate the acceleration, then you are going to calculate using the slope. Similarly, if you want to calculate v into t, so v into t is what? It is the displacement. So, this is the definition according to physics. So, when you want to calculate the displacement, provided you have a velocity time graph in your hand, then you need to calculate the area under it. Okay. So, to calculate the area, let us first take all these values. So, 0 comma u and t comma u plus at, all these coordinates I got from the table that we prepared. So, if you calculate this area, we are going to get the displacement, right. So, area of trapezium OABC is equal to displacement of the object, right? So what is the area of a trapezium? It is half into base into sum of parallel sides, right? So half into, what is the base here? Base is OC, and what are the sum of the parallel sides? It is going to be OA plus BC, right? Half into, what is the value of OC? OC represents time. So T into OA is U and OB is U plus AT. So it is going to be U plus AT. So half into time into 2U plus AT will give us the displacement. So it is 2U T square divided by 2 plus 1 by 2 into AT square is equal to S. 2 and 2 will get cancelled. From this we get S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So this is the second equation of motion. Now let us derive the third equation of motion, that is V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So for this what we will do is, we know that from first equation V is equal to U plus AT. From second equation we know that S is equal to UT plus half AT square. So if you observe the third equation, it is independent of time. So from the first equation what we can do is, we can find T is equal to V minus U divided by A. By using it in the second equation we get S is equal to U into, in the place of T we will write it as V minus U divided by A plus half into A into T square, that is V minus U by A the whole square, right? So it is going to be UV minus U square divided by A plus half into A into V square plus U square minus 2UV divided by A square. So A and A will get cancelled. Multiplying this equation with 2 and dividing with 2, the LCM will become 2A. So when you take the LCM as 2A, it is going to be 2UV minus 2U square plus V square plus U square minus 2UV. So 2UV and 2UV will get cancelled. So V square minus 2U square plus U square is going to be minus U square by 2A, is nothing but the displacement. From this we can conclude that V square minus U square is equal to 2AS. So this is going to be the third equation of motion.